coming into this side of the political game, or that's what we call it, the political game. Horrible, horrible. When your eyes become open to your surroundings and the things that are taking place to you, with you, in a city like Camden, which is so diverse and so full of so much stuff, you develop a passion for the people. Never in my life have I seen other places live in some of the conditions that Camden residents have had to live in, because no one's really taken, a real close look at us as residents. We always continue to have people that come into our city who think they know what's best for our people, but never lived amongst us, never had to experience none of the things that we had to experience. And for me, I have a problem with that. Because how can you tell me what's best for me or my people if you never been through or went through anything that we went through? See, people talk from the outside in and say Camden's bad, and I'll give you a perfect example. I was on a 406 bus, and we were coming from Cherry Hill. So as we're coming down Martin Pike, there's a part of Camden, there's a part that you're actually going to be coming into Camden from the Pennsauken side. So I was on a bus, and there was a couple people behind me. So they're talking, and the girl was unfamiliar with Camden, so she asks the guy she was with, she says, is this Camden? He says, no, you're going to know Camden when you see Camden, because it looks like a damn dump. That hurt people. But these were the same people that were, coming into Camden to go buy drugs. So that bothered me that they would have the audacity to say that, but then they're the ones who come into the city to buy the drugs. The same business with the prostitutes that we continue to see up and down Broadway. They do nothing about that. These aren't our residents. Tent City, a lot of them weren't our residents. But they put it on Camden as if these are our residents. And I have a huge problem with that. I had a huge problem with the way things were being handled with our school. We were fighting huge bills in the State House for local control, but of course, and Sean of course knows about this because we had heavy debates about it. Sean knows me. I don't bite my tongue to nobody or anyone. You have to have a voice for the people. That's what they respect. The same business, with this election. People think that when I post up information about folks, that I'm just trying to embarrass them and things of that nature. But that's just simply not the case. I'm trying to educate our people on how important it is for us to not continue to vote for people that we don't know anything about, especially an outsider. I don't care if their father was born here. I don't care if their mother was born here. They're not here. They didn't go through what we went through. So for somebody to come into our city and say, they developed this aspirations to want to, run and help Camden. That's what I say, run and help Camden. It's horrible to me. It's horrible to me because although their intentions might be good, when I start to do my research and I start uncovering all kinds of things about them, because that's what we do. The Camden Comeback, we're about research and we're about providing facts to the people because, we want to see change in Camden. We want to see change. We want to see changes in our schools. We want to see changes in the way our people are being policed. On November the 4th, I brought a reporter down here from the Star-Ledger. And I took them around the entire city of Camden because I wanted them to see. I wanted them to see exactly what the media was lying about. They had an opportunity to spend some time with the chief who took them around the city as well and told them, the boots on the street, the 400 officers for the metro, they were out policing our people. But the fact of the matter is, and I was embarrassed because I thought that at least I would see them being in the areas that they normally concentrate in. Well, I don't know what was going on that day, but there were no police on the streets. And we were on the streets for at least 2 hours. So I'm like, I didn't want to call up the police station and say, hey, where's the police at? I just continued to show them around the district, and show them the heavily populated, heat-seeking areas that they talked about bringing the Metro Police here for the beginning to combat the crime that was happening in our city. And they're not there. They don't go down the side streets. They patrol the main streets. But the problems that are happening are going on in the side streets. It's the same problem I have with our mayor. with our current mayor, and that was the reason that began our fight. Because my thing is, where are you? The people don't see you. We don't see what you're doing. It's one thing for you to come out into our neighborhoods during special events, and you want to host barbecues and bring out these talented people that can, do good with music and things like that. You feed us hot dogs, you feed us hamburgers, but when it's all said and done, we woes by all that. But when we go back to our homes, our conditions are the same. Nothing's changed. So at what point do we say enough is enough? Now, some people want to label me, to say, well, he's a radical, he's this or he's that. But the fact of the matter is I raised the bar for every one of them in the city, and I know I did. So we had a strive for nonpartisan elections, and we worked very hard underneath Frank Fulbrook for that matter. And what we wanted to accomplish was we were tired, because we know what's going on. We know that there's a column, whereas though that's being controlled by the Democratic cronies. We know that. So people like us will never really be able to get a fair shot at elections unless we make it nonpartisan. I have a question for you guys. Where else is there? Where else in New Jersey are there not nonpartisan elections? And Collinswood? And where else? So you say 3 places. So Camden should be deserved nonpartisan elections, right? Where do we have a voice at? They took away our rights to vote on our school board. They took away our rights to be able to vote on who will be policing us, even after we filed our petition to have it done. They went over top of our heads anyway, and they still went and brought the Metro Police. Some think it's a good idea. I don't. I hear the cries of my people who tell me I could have showed you loads and loads of inboxes. If I would have came a little bit more prepared, I'd have had information for you. Because I like to come with facts. And a lot of it is, the police are doing a horrible job here. Our people are being more so harassed than they are being helped. And that's a problem. Because we told them from the beginning that this could be something that could evolve into something bad. You have to understand the mindset of our residents in the city. Some of our residents need to be trained. Some need to be retrained. We need serious help in Camden. And that's the bottom line. You don't have to agree with me, but the facts are the facts. I've been here all my life. I know what it's like to be on the corner selling the drugs. I know what it's like to be behind the wall. So you can't tell me I don't know. I can relate to my people better than half of them that's in these elected positions. Because I know what's needed for them. I know what needs to happen. We need jobs in that city. We need them to close off the doors to those who are paroled to our city who don't live here, and to our halfway homes, where we have enough of our ex-offenders that are in the penal system that could be using those beds to come home to. But we have those who come into our city who have high gang-related stain, and they come into our city, and those that are under that same gang guideline have to fall in place. And that's what's causing a lot of diversity in the streets. See, they're not in tune to the streets. We are, because we know everybody. We tried our best to educate our people the best way we could, whether it was knocking on doors, rallying, whatever. Some people didn't agree with a lot of our methods, but we had to raise the bar. How else were we going to wake a sleeping city up? And then, you know how hurtful it is to hear somebody come to you and say, yo, why do you fight for this city when they don't give a damn about themselves? I take that personally, because at the end of the day, I give a damn. And I know there's many out there that do give a damn, and if opportunity was present for them, the conditions in Camden would not be the way it is. Do we have to take accountability in our own? Certainly. We have a lot of young parents in the city of Camden. But this political game has a lot of people's hands tied. There's people that sat right next to them and allowed a lot of things that was coming from down the pike to happen to us. There's plenty of people that I stood next to, fighting, standing up, rallying, going to the State House, going to the SDA meetings, doing all these things, who simply just took and went left when opportunity was presented to them because they thought that they were going to win an election, so they went this way. All they did was divide the people, where we should have been together. We were the ones out here fighting, so rightfully so. And my thing is, have a proven track record. You want to develop a passion for the city of Camden, you say you want to come in and help Camden, then you should have something that displays exactly that. Don't let me go research, because you're running for a top position in my city. I'm going to do research on you, and I'm going to let everybody know. Listen, if this guy is what he say he was, he came from X, Y, or Z place, and here's the rundown on him, good and bad. This is the reason why I got my mugshot out there to begin with. I posted my own mugshot up from my organization because I wanted people to know, let's get this out the way now so that when I start coming at you, you ain't got nothing to say to me because I put it out there myself. And then look past what I was and look what I am today for our people in the city of Camden. And that's why I have the respect of those inside our city and outside of our city. And if we get people that sit in these elected positions to start to have that same type of compassion for our people, then Camden will change. We can't have people who want to sit here and play defense, sit here at one point and play on this side, and then when all else fails and all holy hell breaks out here, you want to come running over here. No. It's like you can't be part Democrat and part Republican. You're either one or the other. But then I hear people say, well, Democrats and Republicans are just the same. You guys have no clue. And our people are so uneducated. That's one of the hardest things for me to fathom. Because I didn't know that we were so lost. When I go to places like Cherry Hill, I feel out of place. I feel out of place. Or when I go up to a meeting in Trenton and I'm sticking out like a sore thumb as the only face in there, and I hear others sitting up there just simply talking down on residents because they want a charter school here in our city. So they put the children up to do it. Instead of them doing it, they'll put the children up, scripted, written form and everything, and they get up there. I lost my composure at this meeting there, which I tend to do a lot. You can ask Sean, he's very familiar. Sometimes, again, some people don't agree with it. And do I have angles that I need to work on? Absolutely. But the passion that I have inside me, what burns inside me is I see people in our city that want opportunity. And we're damn well deserved it, just like any other district across the state of New Jersey. Camden will have respect because we're going to continue to birth leaders who want to see change in our city. The Camden Comeback is that outlet for our people. Mostly everyone, my organization is 92% females. With bachelor's or master's. I'm the only uneducated one that doesn't have a college degree. But most of the females that are in there, and it's 98% female. 92% female in the organization of about 70 that we have kept hidden. The general public would never know all the people that we have working inside the Camden Comeback because they're not all Camden residents, but the majority of them are. We have people outside of our district that are helping and assisting from Cherry Hill, Jersey City, and places of that nature because they want to see change in Camden. And they believe that we are. I'm just a voice, a vessel for the people. I done everything that I could possibly do. But I'm sorry, I'm long-winded with this, but this is my passion. And you would see this in me all the time.
No, so first of all, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I just want to make sure, and I want to be respectful of your time and want to make sure to give everybody a chance to ask you 2 questions because it's not every day we get to have folks in who are so involved in the city and bring a little different perspective to class than maybe what we read and what we see through class materials. So I just wanted to open it up. Do you guys have things that were on your mind to either of the two? Just jump in.
All right. One thing I'm curious about, with the election yesterday, voter turnout throughout the state was really low. It was 40%, but you said before it was like around 10% in Camden. Mm-hmm. From a local perspective, I'm just curious as your perspective on why it was so low in the city.
Well,
especially for such an important race with the mayor of. So.
I think one of the reason is a lot of folks are just are tired of business as usual. They feel like I go vote, they're gonna win anyway. I mean, there was reports out there yesterday that